Welcome to episode 147 of Regen Rovers. And we've got a visitor. George the cat has decided to visit me for today's episode. It's a rarity. He's usually asleep, but he's been exploring today. And he's looking forward to this episode because we're going to be playing in the quarter-final of the Europa League, the semi-final of the FA Cup, and the final of the Hampshire Senior Cup. So loads of matches. There's also a Premier League match in there. I'll probably just play that behind the scenes and show you the result. Otherwise, we're going to have an incredibly long episode. This is the schedule. We've got Spurs first up in the FA Cup semi-final. Of course, we are the holders of this competition, but Spurs, very difficult team. We've recently beaten them for the first time. George is off. You might have just seen his tail there. See you, George. Maybe you can join us for the Hampshire Senior Cup final, which will be the next match against Aldershot, a team we've played quite a few times in this competition. And we've then got Lazio in the quarter-final of the Europa League. The first game is away from home, and then at home against Lazio in the Europa League. Second leg of the quarter-final. There's a lot of games to play. A few matches have been rearranged, fortunately, because at one point we were going to be playing West Brom one day before the Europa League quarter-final match. So fortunately that has been altered. Since you left me then, we've played 4 games. First of all, we beat Blackburn 2-1 away from home. Paul Nyanja opened the scoring. This was in the FA Cup quarter-final. And again, we put out a second string team, basically, just to give a rest to the first team players. And it worked. We got the win, and we gave a good run out to some of these players. Nyanja got his second goal for the club. Lovely strike from outside the box. Mark Ball's basically a second string player these days because Stewart has stolen his place. But he managed to score in this one, and he's fighting for his way back into the first 11, really. 1-0 win against Moneyfields in the Hampshire Senior Cup semi-final. 2 red cards in this game. I put out probably one of the weakest teams yet so far in this competition, apart from Mark Ball starting up front. Mainly because I don't really have many strikers available. Thomas Gregory, who is one of our young strikers, is out on loan, and there's not really anyone else. We lost 3-1 against Liverpool, an expected defeat. Navarrete did get a consolation goal, but it wasn't enough. And then a 2-0 away win against Chelsea, really good win. Another heavily rotated team. Duranja scored in this one. He's been poor. He's been our poorest striker this year, but he did manage to get a goal, and I think he's got 6 this season, which isn't too bad. Mark Ball also scored again. Let's just skip ahead, but you may have noticed that it was a very different looking lineup. I had my second string defence. We did play Adrian Smith in goal. We also played Van den Broek, but it was pretty much a second string. Lovely goal from Mark Ball, powered it in at the near post to give us all 3 points, leaving us 7th in the Premier League after 31 games. But we have 2 games in hand over Wolves, so 1 point above us. We've got 1 game in hand over some other teams as well. We're going to have a bit of a pile up at the end of the season, I think, with our fixtures. So fortunately, the fixtures fall fairly kindly, so I can play my first choice team against Spurs in the semi-final of the FA Cup, put out a weaker team against Aldershot in the Hampshire Senior Cup final, strong team against Lazio, weaker team against Watford, strong team against Lazio. So it works quite well, that, although there are very few days between each game. So then, this is the team I've gone with. I think it's my strongest team at the moment. Stewart is ahead of Ball at the moment, although Mark Ball has moved 1 goal ahead of him, I think, in the top goal scoring charts. Navarrete has now reached 20 goals this season. The Spurs team is exceptional, but we beat them 4-1 recently in the league, which was a massive surprise. I don't know how we did it, but we did, and Man United have actually overtaken them at the top of the table, I think. They had. I don't know if it's changed since I last looked. Obviously, I just showed you the table, but I've forgotten what it showed. George is back. He's supporting us. I'm expecting a strong performance from Spurs to get revenge against us. I've got it on the away tactic. We're at Wembley, of course. We're at Wembley in a neutral setting, so I'm going to go with the away tactic. Right, first highlight of the game, and it's Spurs on the attack. George is exploring my desk. Oh, what a save by Adrian Smith. That was amazing. You've just smashed the microphone, George. Can't really see you, can we? Put your head up a bit. Grow slightly. Suppose I could zoom the camera out a bit. That's headed to Van den Broek. Oh, surely a foul. No foul. What? Here comes Spurs. 36 minutes on the clock. They've had the one clear-cut chance of the game. Samuel knocks it into the path of Miskovic. Hurst to Howell. No, that's unfortunate, but it just went wide, fortunately. It fell to Castro kindly. They've got some tired legs, I must say. I'm going to tell them to get creative. That always gives them a bit of a boost. Clark's picked up a bit of a knock. Right, George, team talk time. What are you going to say? You're licking my hand. Why are you licking my hand? I'm going to say keep it up because I'm pretty happy with the result at the moment. Clark's going to have to come off. He's knackered. You've made me click on the wrong thing, George. I can't move the mouse. He's licking my hand whilst I use the mouse. Which now, George, don't bite me. That's naughty. That's very naughty. Manager's going to get injured. I'm going to have to be stretchered out of Wembley if I'm not careful. You just want attention, don't you? Let's go. Second half. He's doing that pat thing that cats do on my mouse mat now. Corner to Spurs. Whipped in. Headed away by Van den Broek. Can we count? No, Christian can't get on the end of that. It's blocked though. Van den Broek does very well. Now this is our chance to counter. Van den Broek turns. Plays it into the path of Christian, who had to run out of position a bit there, but it's a nice ball out wide to Sakovic. It's blocked though, and it's back to Loader. Now then, what can we do here? Can we keep possession and create something? Tarasenko loses it. Matt Smith loses it. Opportunities there to break, and we don't take it. And East crosses it in. It's maybe a chance for Spurs after all, but Smith catches it. I think it came off the post, and then he caught it. Not entirely sure. He's our man of the match so far today. George, I need to be able to use the mouse. You can't defend the mouse. Okay, Van den Broek's tired. We'll bring him off for Flanagan. Tarasenko's done. I think we're going to have some tired midfielders for these few games. The position that demands a lot from us. At the moment, it's heading to extra time. What are you doing, George? Causing all sorts of carnage on my desk. It has gone to extra time. I think we've got 2 subs to make now because you're allowed to make 4. In the FA Cup semi-final. What are you doing? I quite like it. I enjoy that he's been a part of the Regen Rovers adventure today. Let's go for that. That's not worked. I'll say to the defence, I'm not going to say anything to defence. They've played well, but I don't want to make them complacent. Navarrette's disappointing today. 6.3 from him. Thing is, I have to think about penalties. He's got 13 on penalties. Stuart's got 10. I might save the subs for the time being. I'm not really sure I can do anything to change the game. I'm pleased that we've held them for 90 minutes at 0-0. They've obviously had the chances to win it. We've only had 4 shots. It's been disappointing in that regard. But to be drawing against this very strong Spurs team is a positive result. And Smith does well there to win the ball. Spurs looking to take the lead early on in this extra time period. Wagner into Hurst. I'm hoping this will fizzle out. It usually does at the start of or maybe it won't. I think there is actually going to be a highlight here. Wagner, Hurst, Howell, goal. Well, Navarrette's been disappointing. I'm bringing on Mark Ball to be our hero. I'm going to the home tactic. We're going to go attacking. We're pushing Christian forward. Let's be brave. Let's take the game to Spurs. Corner. We're dangerous from corners. Here's Smith, crossing it in. It's over everyone with Stewart off the crossbar. So unlucky. At the moment in time, we're losing our FA Cup title. Leicester have won the other semi, by the way. So that's actually a winnable final. So it's a bit disappointing if we can't get through, but they are the favourites. They're expected to win this, even with their very tired players. I'm going to put Sakovic to left back. And Nunez is going to come on there. Stewart will play as a target man on support. I said today would be a long episode. It's going to be a long. We've gone to extra time in this one. So yes, it's going to be long. Distribute to target man. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. It's not happening for us. Getting the fullbacks to be complete wing backs. Tarasenko's going to push forward as an advanced midfielder, playmaker thingy. We're crashing out the FA Cup. We've fought bravely today. We've done pretty well to hold Spurs for so long. But I think this is all over. I imagine they're probably going to score another. I don't think I've scored a goal using very attacking. Although maybe Christian can break here. We've got a minute of extra time to go. Christian, run! Oh, what was that ball? Mark Ball, can he get on the end of it? He does! Stewart! No, it's just too far. It's too far for Stewart. To Sakovic, knocked away. I mean, there was just 2 balls there, that Christian's ball I didn't think was good enough, but Mark Ball's pace made up for it, and then he just put it too far in front of Stewart, unfortunately. And nope, it's not going to be a second for Spurs. There's 30 seconds to go. Can we break for a second time? Surely they're just going to put it in the corner and time waste. Great tackle. Nope, free kick. And this is it, surely. We're out the FA Cup. We failed. But it was great to win it last year. It's 2. It's 2-0. Free kick at the death. Yeah, it was great to win it last year, wasn't it? What an experience. And obviously we qualified for the Europa League by winning it. We're now in the Europa League, looking to try and win that and qualify for the Champions League. It's just one step at a time. Maybe it's a blessing that we're not going to be playing in the FA Cup final with our fixture congestion, especially if we can get through to the semi-final of the Europa League. There's a lot of matches to play here. So today we have the chance to win our 4th Hampshire Senior Cup final in a row, and our 6th title in total. We've beaten Aldershot before in the final 3 seasons ago. They're a decent outfit. They're a mid-table League 2 team, so we can't completely underestimate them. And I have put out some strong plays. Mark Ball's cut off his hair and grown a beard all of a sudden. That's basically happened overnight. Ray Riggs cut his hair off. Poor old Mark Ball. Another victim for Ray Rigg, who's on the bench today, by the way, along with Flanagan. I suppose the biggest gamble was playing Philip Thomas, a young centre-back. He's played plenty of football for us in the few seasons he's been here, mainly in the Hampshire Senior Cup and also under 23 football, of course. The gamble is that he's only on 75% match fitness, but I wanted to play him instead of Matteo because Matteo's leaving at the end of the season. His contract's up. He's already agreed to move back to France. So what's the point in really playing him? However, he'll probably have to come on. Mark Gale's going to play alongside Philip Thomas at the back. Savic and Kuz, our 2 second string left and right backs on the pitch. Okoro, our 3rd choice goalkeeper these days, is in goal, of course. He's won multiple Hampshire Senior Cups. He's signed a contract until 2036 as well, fairly recently. So yeah, Christian and Nunez are 2 second choice wingers. And then Perry Miles has only appeared in the Hampshire Senior Cup and 1 game in the FA Cup this season, alongside Serenity. He's played. Is this his first appearance of the season? No, he's played in the Hampshire Senior Cup. I didn't think he'd played before because he was out on loan at Northampton, but he has appeared in the Hampshire Senior Cup since rejoining the club. He was injured. He is a little bit injury prone, is Serenity. And then Duranja alongside Mark Ball up front, expecting goals from them. Let's just have a quick look at the Aldershot team. There will be some players that are probably just as good, if not better, than the likes of Perry Miles and Serenity in there. But the rest of the team, the rest of our squad, should be much stronger than what they have to offer. And we will go home tactic and we're going to go attacking. Let's get on with this then. Competition that doesn't matter. I say it every year, but it's just a nice competition to win for the local fans, of course. It's just a reminder of where we've come from. Back in the early days, struggling to win in the Hampshire Senior Cup, to now being able to put out 3rd, 4th choice players and win the Hampshire Senior Cup. Of course, we've got a lot of 2nd choice players today, but it is the final, and also Aldershot are a decent outfit. And they have opened the scoring. Okoro struggled to deal with that deflected free kick, and then Lee Cooper struck. Going to demand more. Disappointing so far. Very disappointing. I think we're just a bit complacent. Our central midfield isn't the strongest, I suppose. We might be in a bit overrun there. Gale's done well to win that, though. Here's Duranja. He's got Mark Ball ahead of him. Mark Ball's onto it. Here he goes. And he should have scored. It's a good save by the keeper. 39 minutes on the clock. Can we equalise before the half-time whistle? Here's Nunez. Running at the defence. Has the shot. Over and wide. I mean, these players, they should be wanting to perform to get into the first team. And a lot of them just aren't performing. All of them aren't performing. And I'm going to be aggressive at half-time. Where is the passion that's motivated them? I'm going to have to take Philip Thomas off, I think. I'll leave him on for the time being. Aldershot on the attack early on in the second half. It's crossed in and Nunez can clear. He's bringing it clear. He's running it clear. Played it out wide to Duranja. Out wide to Christian on the right-hand side. Crosses it in and it's blocked. That's poor. Oh, Kuz does well there, nips in and wins it, and he's running at the Aldershot defence. He's played it out wide to Christian, inside to Perry Miles. That's blocked, and that's poor from Perry Miles. It's not good enough from us. We're just not clicking today. These players probably haven't really played together, I suppose. And Aldershot looking to get a second and pull off a shock. But Perrymar's good tackle there. Nunez now to run with it. Decent ball into Mark Ball. Mark Ball into the box. Has the shot. Comfortable save for the keeper. Highlight again though. We've come alive. I think my half-time team talk has worked. Perrymar's great ball out wide to Kuz. Crosses it in first time. Christian! It's not quite over the line. It's a good save by the keeper. Gone very attacking. I might as well. Kuz heads that. I think it's because George has wandered off. Our lucky mascot's gone. Although he wasn't very lucky for the Spurs game, was he? Mark Ball this time. Surely he's won a penalty. David Okori to take the penalty. Now he's actually already scored one this season in the Hampshire Senior Cup. I've forgotten to mention it. But who was it against? I think it was in the 8-0 win. Up he steps and he scores again. He's creeping towards 50 goals for the club, I think. Oh no, that was his first goal. He had a penalty saved. He had a penalty saved already. So he's managed to get this one in. Yeah, I think it was... Who was it against? I can't remember. He missed a penalty. Maybe it was against Moneyfields in the semi. I'm not sure. We're back into this at least. Stewart on for Christian on the right hand side. We're going to put Duranja out wide. Stewart as the complete forward. We've got 3 top strikers on the pitch here. And it's 1-1 against Aldershot. It's just not good enough. I think I'm definitely going to have to take Philip Thomas off as we head into a second extra time of the episode already, although there's 2 minutes to go of injury time. Perhaps it's not all over. Okoro comes and clears that. Here's Nunez now on the ball. Puts it over the top. Cleared as far as Stewart. Stewart into Mark Ball. Can he win it? It's crossed in. Duranja surely to win it. He does. He's won the Hampshire Senior Cup for us. I'm going to make a couple subs. Matteo will come on. Ray Riggs going to come on for Serenity as well. Surely we have now done enough. I've still got it on very attacking with a minute to go though. I didn't make a tactical change. We've had 4 clear-cut chances, 24 shots. We've clearly been the better team. We've just not been particularly good in front of goal. Mark Ball, a couple opportunities he missed, which is disappointing. In the end, it was Duranja that looks like he's got the winning goal, unless Aldershot can get a late equaliser here themselves. It's out wide. Smart. Great tackle by Kuz. And Nunez can clear that up the pitch for Stewart, who feeds it over the top for Mark Ball to kill it off. He's gone for the chip. And this time it didn't work. It worked for him early on in the season. A 5th clear-cut chance in this game. Mark Ball, to be honest, was disappointing. And you maybe can see why Stewart has stolen the place from him. But perhaps it's his confidence has been hit by the fact he's not our number 1 up front anymore. But surely this is it. The final whistle. It's not the final whistle. It's still dragging on. What is going on here? Mark Ball again on the ball. Into Duranja to Stewart. And that's it. We've won our 4th Hampshire Senior Cup final in a row. Our 6th in total. The players will love it. The fans will love it. It's a good competition to win for the Winchester, the people of Winchester and the people that support Regen Rovers. We deserved it. Let's be honest. We deserved to win that. We were the better team, especially in the second half. Here we go then. We're heading over to Italy to take on Lazio in the Europa League quarter-final. The first choice team is back in, the same team that played Spurs at Wembley. Mark Ball ready to pounce on the bench, hopefully. He's 2 ahead of Alan Stewart, actually. So Navarrete on 20, Mark Ball on 19, Stewart on 17. Those 3 fighting it out for the Regen Rovers Golden Boot. We're going with the away tactic. I have no idea how strong Lazio are. We've had a very good defence in this competition. Of course, we didn't actually concede a goal until the last round, the second knockout, the second qualifying stage, second knockout round. I get mixed up between all the different rounds. Let's go for that one. We'll take a look at the Lazio team then. So up front, their top goal scorer, Paolo Pavan, who's got 16 goals this season, 4 in Europe. Behind him, Fabio De Santis. So they've got some decent Italian players, but they're not internationals, that's for sure. Marcelo decent. Matt Rowe, an Englishman in central midfield. He's real life player, a bit of a wonder kid in real life, isn't he? And this is the journey that he made. Moved to Chelsea, 54 million. He's just recently signed for Lazio. 129 caps for Portugal. Still looks pretty good, to be honest. So watch out for Felix, a real life player. My assistant said just do this. I'm slightly worried that's not enough, but we'll kick off. Maybe we'll see how it goes. This is huge. This is a massive day for us. 2 legs and we might be in the semi-final of the Europa League. Be nice to get an away goal, wouldn't it? Here we go, first highlight of the game. Henriquez long into the box. I don't really know who he was trying to aim for there. Our throw-ins are sometimes a bit weird. Tarasenko knocks it long for Tusakovic, who crosses it in, and Stewart off the crossbar, unlucky. Stewart big, so close. Let's get creative. Been the better team so far. 6 shots to their 1. We've had a half chance. Matt Smith now whips it in, headed away. Bit of a weird ball. Clark's after it, and he's played it back to Ray Henriquez. Knocks it long, looking for Stewart. Van den Broek now on the ball. The Belgian finds Tarasenko. Our Ukrainian hits it just wide. We've been good, but not quite good enough. But maybe we can capitalise on this free kick. Tarasenko, loader. Rios! 9th goal of the season for Kefran Rios. Our Mexican centre-back is on fire this season. 9 goals. He's our 4th top goal scorer after the 3 strikers. Unbelievable, really. I mean, they've all been from set pieces. Was our most expensive signing ever 2 summers ago. No longer has that accolade, but been very good for us at centre back, defensively and offensively. And at half time, it seems a bit like the Valencia fixture, where I was expecting the opposition to be better, and they've just not really done anything. Let's just keep it up. We've got the away goal, and we're winning 1-0. Be great if we can take this back, or even better, back to Luton, our current home stadium, of course. It's going to be just over a season, just over a year, I suppose, until the new stadium's completed. We've got another season to play in Luton. Looking forward to getting back to Winchester, though. Here's Matt Smith into Tarasenko, into Navarrete, turns, has the shot. 2-0, 21st goal of the season. Easy for him. He just turned the defender and smashed it in. He's a great striker, is Carly Navarrete. What a signing he has been. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up winning the Player of the Season award this year. Mark Ball, of course, has won it 8 seasons in a row. Both the in-game Player of the Season and the Twitter Player of the Season voted by you guys. Surely that's going to be ended this year. I mean, Mark Ball, I suppose if he finishes top goal scorer, which is still possible, there is a chance he could still do it, but his average rating is a lot lower than Navarrete. It's lower than Alan Stewart. It's lower than a few other players. For me, I think Navarrete's probably Player of the Season at the moment, but it could change, of course. I'm going to bring Mark Ball on for Alan Stewart. Not really done much today. Those two are fighting it out for that striker position alongside Navarrete for the run-in. I think if we get through to the Europa League final, I just have to play Mark Ball. He's made for big games. Here's another chance. You've won a penalty. Mark Ball will take it. He's not our best penalty taker, but I'm going to let him take it. At the moment, that's what he's... Oh, yep, he scored that one. I was going to say, at the moment, he is our penalty taker. Just because Tusakovic has disappointed me a bit. But that is Mark Ball's 20th goal of the season. It's a comfortable penalty from him this time. He has missed a few in his career, but more often than not, he does put it in it. He's only got like 6 on penalties, but his finishing and composure is very good. Tarasenko is going to come off for Flanagan. We're 3-0 up. We've got 3 away goals. We can probably relax against them in the second leg. And I can probably put out a fairly strong team against Watford. Although my players will be a bit tired. Flanagan makes it 4. He's absolutely stonked that in. Great strike from inside the box. Love a powerful strike. I know it wasn't far out, but it's still a lovely, aesthetically pleasing goal. And we're winning 4-0. It's just been way too easy for us, hasn't it? I'm not complaining, but either it's been easy or we've just been really, really good. We are surely through to the semi-final of the Europa League already. What a performance. They had 2 shots all game. Magnificent from Regen Rovers. Who was man of the match? Rios in the end. I've decided I might as well show this Watford game. 5 games for you in today's episode. That's a treat and a half, isn't it? Now, Nyanja's the only change from the last game. He's come in for Tarasenko, who's quite tired. The rest of the team a little bit jaded from the European match, but I thought I'd give them a go against Watford, especially as we're basically through. I can put out a second string team against Lazio, and I feel comfortable that we'll go through anyway. 4-0, 4 away points as well, so surely we can't slip up. Giving Stewart another go up front. He's dropped off a little bit. Maybe Mark Ball will steal his place back from Alan Stewart, unless he can score a goal or two today, of course. Here we are. Smith. He's done well as Smith. He's only 18 years old. That's a poor ball. Spoke too soon. Commentator's curse. But yeah, I've been pleased with him. He's only on loan from Blackburn, unfortunately, because he's the sort of player we want in the team. A young, prosperous player. But if we were to sign him, it'd cost a hell of a lot of money, I think. Maybe if Blackburn don't go up, we've got a bit more of a chance. Here's Watford. Edwards into Prados. Reyes. Edwards again. Jarpelli cuts in. Surely a goal here. Yep. Thought so. We've not really been in this game, although apparently we've had more shots than Watford. They've scored from their only shot on target. Navarrette's done well there, coming deep to win the ball. He's just had enough. He wants the ball. And here he is again, running at the Watford defence. Oh, he's taking it all by himself. He's given it to Van den Broek, though. Van den Broek has the shot. Great strike from the Belgian. 4th goal of the season for him, and it's a delightful effort into the top right-hand corner. Scored 2 or 3 bangers now this season, I think. Let's have a look at this one again. Yeah, lovely strike. Now we've won a corner. Matt Smith to take it. Whips it in. Headed away as far as Van den Broek. Here's Clark. Back up wide to Smith. Into the danger zone. And there we go, Alan Stewart. 2-1. 18th goal of the season for Stewart. Nice finish. Smith's second attempt at crossing it in. Just looped over the defenders. There was like 4 Watford defenders. What were they doing? All bundled together. Made no sense. 6 minutes to half time. It's been a fairly entertaining game. Here's Edwards looking for Grosvenor. He's through. Oh, he scored. But I thought at one point there was a really good tackle there, but it just wasn't quite good enough. From, was it Henriquez maybe? I don't know. I imagine there's probably going to be 2 more episodes this season. So the Europa League semi-final, which tends to be towards the end of the season anyway. And then, oh no, they've not liked that. I said keep it up. I thought I am fairly happy. I'll take a draw, a away draw, considering all the matches we've played, fixture congestion, etc. But yeah, there'll be the Europa League semi-final and then hopefully the final to round things off, and that would of course be a premiere. But I'm getting ahead of myself a bit here. We're not actually officially through to the semi-final yet. One more sub to make Watford have a corner. They're going to win it at the death. Loader clears, but only back to the corner taker. And how's that gone in? How's that gone through Smith? Mark Ball will come on for Stewart for the last few minutes. We will go attacking. It's going to finish 3-2 to Watford. Considering there was no clear-cut chances in this game, that's a bit disappointing really. Maybe there's one more chance. There's 10 seconds to go. Can Duranja feed it through to Mark Ball? He's put it out wide to Sakovic. I swear that happens all the time with a last-minute chance. A cross is blocked. I see that so often. We've lost quite a few games this season with like sort of high score lines. 3-2 this one. So after 32 games this season, we're on 51 points, 15 wins, 6 draws, 11 defeats, plus 7 goal difference. Not bad at all. We've still got 2 games in hand over Wolves, so all we need to do is draw one of those and we move ahead of Wolves, although Chelsea also have 2 games in hand. So yeah, I mean 6th place is what I want to get, just to try and guarantee at least Europa League football next season. Of course, if Leicester win the FA Cup, I don't know who's won, because they're outside. Where are Leicester? Leicester are 14th. So if they win the FA Cup, that's the 7th place gone. Let's look at the League Cup, won by Liverpool. So that's okay. 6th place is enough this season to qualify for the Europa League. I still fancy my chances in that. We've got Huddersfield and West Brom, their next 2 games. We need to be winning those 2 games. Arsenal's going to be tough. Crystal Palace, we should beat them. They're bottom. Man United, top of the table. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a loss. And then Brighton. So we should beat Huddersfield, West Brom, Palace and Brighton. 12 points, I think, would probably be enough to get that 6th place. But if we win the Europa League, it doesn't actually matter because we're qualified for the Champions League anyway, which is obviously even better. I've made quite a few changes then for this last match against Lazio. We're 4-0 up. I've still put out a pretty strong team. I'm giving a run out to Macaulay Simpson, our backup goalkeeper. Probably deserves to play a game here. I mean, Okoro's actually started more games in the Europa League than him. Charlery, Rios, Gale and Kuz at the back. Christian, Flanagan, Tarasenko and Nunez, with Duranja and Mark Ball up front. Lazio seem to have changed their formation. They're still playing Felix, but they've moved him forwards a bit. I guess they're looking to try and desperately try and grab some early goals to give themselves a chance. I won't be surprised if we lose this because I have put out a weaker team. I'm going to go with the home tactic though. Let's hope Mark Ball can score. Be nice if Duranja can also get a goal, boost his confidence. He certainly had a better season than Kavcic. He's not the next Kavcic, I don't think. He has been better than our ex-Slovenian striker. He's just not been quite up to the standard that I thought he might be. But his first season in English football, hopefully next year he can improve. Although, if we did qualify for the Champions League, then I will need to improve every position on the pitch, I think. We'll have a lot of money to spend, I hope. Or we might have to wait until the following season for all the money to kind of trickle through. I'm not really sure. I guess we're focusing on building our stadium next season, really. And a lot of money will be spent on that. Here come Lazio then. Into Felix. Back to DeSantis. Into Sabia. Crossed in Rios. Heads away. Tarasenko. Into Kuz. And he knocks it up for Duranja. Lovely ball to Christian. Dribbling at the defence. Oh, can't quite find a striker. But here's Charlery playing out of position. Oh, decent effort from Nunez just over the bar. Savic is not eligible for the Europa League, which is why I'm playing Charlery today at right back. Resting Ray Henriquez, who's on the bench. It's a shame we didn't beat Watford because, I put out a strong team expecting to win that and we didn't manage to, which is a real shame. Here's Tarasenko all the way back to Raymond Kuz, who crosses it in. Mark Ball's on the end of it and he scores. 21st goal of the season. Is he level with Navarrete now? I think he's on 21 as well, isn't it? It's weird seeing Mark Ball without hair. He looks completely different with a beard and no hair. Ray Rigg going around stealing our players' hair again. Needs a Ray Rigg wig. He obviously hasn't bought one from Ray Rigg yet. Well, we've been dominant again. They've had 0 shots. And this is with a weaker team as well. Of course, we've got some first choice players. Tarasenko out there. And Duranja, how was he not scored? Hits the crossbar and then smashes it straight at the keeper. 2 clear-cut chances there, I think. Both of them were. Maybe just the second one, actually. Either way, he should have scored, especially for the second rebound. Question is, Mark Ball, does he come back into the starting lineup instead of Stewart? Stewart scored against Watford. I did say, if he scores, then I guess he probably deserves to keep his place. But it's up for grabs, that's for sure. I'm actually going to take Duranja off for those misses. I'm going to throw on Stewart, actually. Try the all English strike force of Stewart and Ball. Free kick to Lazio, crossed in, and I think we've conceded a penalty. We've been a bit complacent in the second half. I think all the players looking complacent. This is going to be the first shot of the game for Lazio. And can Macaulay-Simpson keep it out? He can't. It's smashed right into the top right-hand corner. And I'm going to demand more because that's disappointing. Felix gets the goal. Kick off straight away, which might indicate a good highlight for us. Here's Christian. Running at the defence. Crosses it all the way to the back post. Stewart can't get on the end of it. Here's Nunez. Cuts in. Has the shot. Second attempt. Christian. Oh, it's deflected in. It's an own goal. Oh, all my players are complacent. Why are you so complacent? Mark Ball does well there to win it back. Tarasenko out wide to Christian. Into Stewart. Just puts it wide. The players are complacent because we found it too easy this quarter-final, haven't we? Frustrating that they're complacent. It's not frustrating that it was easy, of course. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this long episode. Unfortunately, we lost in the semi-final of the FA Cup. We won the Hampshire Senior Cup. We've found the quarter-final of the Europa League fantastically easy. And unfortunately, we lost against Watford in the Premier League. So it's been up and down. But overall, pleasing, I suppose. I wasn't expecting to get past Spurs, let's be honest. That's just wide from Lazio, looking to get a second. We'll make our last change. I'm going to throw on Clark for Christian for just the last few minutes. Not even bothering time wasting, which is maybe what I should do to hold on for the win. But nah, it doesn't matter. We're winning 6-1 on aggregate. Here's Clark out wide to Nunez. We've got men overloaded in the box. It's back to Kuz. Smashes it in and it's another own goal, I think. Unfortunate defending from Lazio today. It was a great driven cross from Kuz though, wasn't it? And yeah, we're going through 7-1 on aggregate against Lazio. That is brilliant. I didn't think they looked like the strongest team, but they had some good players. We just completely dominated. We found the Europa League easy. The toughest match we had was Partizan, I think, only going 1-0 on aggregate. But overall, it's been a really very successful campaign. Be interesting to see we get in the semi-final, because there are some very tough teams left in it. Man United, Inter, Werder Bremen. Yeah, Man United, top of the Premier League, of course. They're the favourites to win this competition, surely. Inter, I imagine, have some very good players. I like that name, Robert Gummy. Oh, Gumny. He's real as well, Polish. I thought it was Gummy. Oh, well, if we can encounter them, then I'll show you the team in a bit more detail. The Europa League semi-final will be here. So, in fact, the next episode will be the Europa League semi-final. It will include the Man United game and also the last game of the season. If we get through to the final, then there'll be an extra episode. So next episode could be the last episode of the season. It all depends on if we get through to that final or not. But thank you for watching today's episode. It has been, on the whole, a good episode. Couple defeats in there, but brilliant wins against Lazio. Hope you're looking forward to the semi-final of the Europa League. Make sure you join me for that. But until next time, enjoy FM19. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.